Now, IPK, can you maybe explain what manpower is, what you use munitions and fuel for?
Yeah, sure. So if you've got people from different backgrounds, I'll do some analogies. So, for example, say you're from CNC. I mean, in CNC, all you have is credits. So manpower is basically your credits, your credit resource. With if someone coming from maybe a Warcraft background or a Starcraft background, the manpower is basically akin to either gold or minerals, and the fuel resource is akin to wood or Vespene gas. So that allows you to, tech up and build more technologically advanced units. The munitions are a bit of a unique resource to Company of Heroes, to RTSs in general. Resources allow you, munitions allow you to use special abilities that your units have, and also you can purchase certain upgrades with your munitions. So, for example, Grenadiers, for the Germans, they can buy a light machine gun for 60 munitions, and then, as well as that, which we'll come on to a bit later, is the commanders. And some commanders have abilities called off-maps, which are light artillery barrages, and they cost munitions to use as well. But we'll get into them in a bit more detail later on.
Good. Did you go through the fuel? Sorry, I was looking at.
The fuel.
Okay.
Yeah, the fuel. It's just like if you've ever played StarCraft or Warcraft 3, it's similar to wood or Vespene gas.
Okay.
They let you build other units that need and allow you to tech up as well. So it's an important resource.
So munitions, usually you'll use abilities with them, and fuel you'll get most of it you'll use it for teching up and get vehicles or tanks, basically. There's other stuff you can do with them, but in the general, that's what it is. So maybe just a little tip here again concerning resources and capping. Like IpKaiFung said, and that's important, is even if you put a lot of units in the capping area, you do not cap faster. Okay, so even if you put 10 units in here, it's going to be the same capping speed. There are some units, and I'll probably go through that more in details tomorrow and Friday. But there are some units that cap faster than others. Another tip maybe about capping is the fuel and ammo points takes longer to cap than strategic points. And again, strategic points are the just basic ones here that you need to capture in order to connect your fuel and ammo points. So what you maybe want to do is use your engineers to capture those points most of the time. Like that, you don't keep your fighting units back capping and not fighting. So you want your fighting units at the front of the front lines. You want your fighting units at the front lines, where that's where they're fighting and that's what they're for. Versus engineers, they're not depending if you upgrade them with flamethrowers. We'll talk about that later, but in general, you want to capture those zones that takes longer with your engineers. Is there any other little tips and tricks like that, IPK, that you want to add?
No, not really. That's
no,
covers it pretty well.
Good. Any questions concerning capping? I'll just wait a few seconds because there's a delay in the.
Yeah, no, I'll just cap the Southern VP now.
Yes.
Slot the tickets.
Time to move out of here.
All right.
Pioneers taking objective. Move out. Moving to take location.
Make sure you get your ammo point as well. So have you got enough ammo to like show people?
Yeah. Good idea.
Yeah. Because I think when we do the commanders, have you got a commander with an off map as well?
Yeah, we'll do that. Oh,
Yeah.
I just got a message. Just also, you can compared to VCOH, you can click on your minimap to capture and queue up your commands also. So you can, like right here, I can click on the ammo point on the map itself, and it will go. My engineers will go and capture that capture that point. So next point we'll cover is the terrain, cover, and houses. So one big mechanic in Company of Heroes is cover. So cover is you'll see those green, yellow, and red points on the map. So for example, if I select my pioneers and ask them to go here, you'll see 3 green dots here. And that's because it's green cover. Over here, it's yellow cover. And if you put them anywhere in the middle of the road, like here, you get red, which is negative cover. When they're in a normal space, they'll just be in normal cover, which is normal state, so you don't get any bonuses or negative bonuses for being in that area. So cover is also directional. So for example, maybe IPK, if you can bring your one of your units to the ammo point, I'll start building some different units as well. So like you can see here, I started to build some basic infantry for the Germans, which are the Grenadiers. They cost 240 manpower, so they don't cost any ammo or fuel. So as you can see, now I'm in cover. His units are traveling for cover, so that's what you want to do if you encounter an enemy unit. And cover is directional. So for now, I'm getting that bonus of cover right here because my units are getting the cover, the directional cover from that object. But for example, if my unit was in front here, you still see the green icon. I'll bring one back. You still see the green icon, but that's just an indicator that this object here is green cover. It doesn't mean you're getting the bonus. So you have to be careful when using cover. It's not because you're here that you're getting the bonus of green cover. So you're gonna probably lose that fight. So you want to make sure that you're actually behind the object itself. Another thing is, in Company of Heroes, your squad here is composed of many units. So for example, the Grenadiers here, there are four different infantries, and they're all independent if you want. So if one of them is out of cover, it will likely die first because it's not getting the advantage of cover. So it's a good idea not to fight like this, but to really fight with all of them behind the cover. Maybe I can let you, IPK, talk about houses and how they function in Company of Heroes.
Yeah, sure. I'll bring up another conscript squad actually, because that one's a bit wounded. You have another Gren squad actually?
Yes, I do.
Yeah. So I'll bring this one back. I'll bring another one up.
Okay.
If you just bring a fresh one up, that's full health. So I'll just go to that building next to the ammo point.
Time to go.
So buildings provide, since the latest patch, they provide moderate cover. It's not as, I believe it's not as good as green cover. But the advantage of the building is that they don't, when your men are inside, they don't get suppressed, which is something we'll come on to in a bit, with that suppression. And as well as that, you notice that with the line of sight, if the building is taller than any objects that's blocking line of sight, it'll actually overcome that, so you'll have a much greater line of sight. One thing to be aware of with buildings, though, is the windows they have. The less windows they have, lower the damage output of your squad while they're inside the building. So, as you can see, I'm shooting at Zero's Grenadier squad. There's only 3 guys shooting at them. Whereas if I was out in the open, I'd be actually having all 6 of my conscripts shooting at him.
They can't kill us all.
So a tip: if you want to clear a building, you want to attack the side of the building that has the fewest windows. And yeah, that's about it. I think I can talk about buildings. Is there anything else that you think that's important about them? Yeah.
Well, in the latest patch, you'll if you want to clear out people from squatting from a building, you want to use any unit with flames, right? So flames will have a bigger output of damage against, or units in buildings will take more damage when they're getting attacked by units with flamethrowers.
Yeah, so good. And mortars as well, they're quite good at clearing them too.
Exactly.
So that's the other thing as well.
So maybe we've talked about it a little bit. I just want to mention about the fog of war and line of sight. So you do have the mechanic of fog of war in Company of Heroes. So I'm sure a lot of players know what that is. But what maybe is special in Company of Heroes 2 is the mechanic where that's called True Sight. So the fog of war will depend on what your units are able to see. So this house is blocking the view of my units. If I want to see what's going on here, I really have to go around the house in order to be able to see what's going on. So you can use those type of objects to create ambushes. So just a recap, like IPK said, a good way of clearing out houses is using any ability or units with flamethrowers, and any mortars or artillery will clear out very efficiently any units in the building. I'll let these guys kill my grenadier, or I'll try to. So sorry guys if sorry guys if I'm just taking a little break here while talking. I woke up with a cold this morning. Got a really